What do we have here? We have the Tracer 9 GT. I've got this bike as a loaner because my MT10's gone in for a service, which no doubt will be comically expensive. And dealership gave me this loan bike, which is their demonstrator. And since the MT10 isn't going to be finished till Monday, I've actually got this for the weekend. So that has allowed me to do a bit of riding on it. And I thought you might be interested in a few first impressions on this bike. So this is brand new 2021 Tracer 9 GT model, and it has all the bells and whistles. So for a bike that costs just over, well, retailing for £12,000 really in the dealerships, I think the RRP was 12.2, but yeah, you can get it for 12 new. It's actually very well equipped. So we have, what do we have? We have KYB electronic damped suspension front and rear. We have up and down quick shifter. We have traction control, slide control, other good stuff. So yeah, for a bike that, well, 12 grand is a lot of money, but compared to the competition, it actually offers quite a lot for the cash. Anyway, so for me this bike is a sort of combination of hits and misses, so I'll take you through them pretty quickly so I can get on with enjoying this lovely day. So let's get the elephant out of the room. First of all, the screen. Now the Tracer 900 had a reputation for having a noisy screen, and I can tell you that this has not been fixed. I'm 5'10", and I can tell you that for me the screen just puts the wind in exactly the wrong position. You can actually adjust the screen, you can do it one-handed while you're riding. It's got a bit of adjustment there. When the screen is down, for me it is absolutely atrocious. There's just so much buffeting and wind noise, really quite headache inducing. When the screen is up, it's just very bad. So yeah, for me, I have to say immediately that this would be a deal breaker. Unless I was convinced there was an aftermarket alternative that could fix this, there's just no way I would buy this bike, simply because for long distance work, which is clearly one of the things this bike should be good at, the screen is just horrific. So that said, what else can I tell you about the bike? Maybe let's work from the front then. I think it's quite a good looking bike. I like what they've done with the front end. I like what they've done with the lights. Looked at from the side, meh, I don't know. I don't think it's a particularly pretty bike. I know quite a lot of reviewers have raved about this colour scheme, which I think is called the Icon colour scheme, with the blue wheels and the grey tank. For me, the grey tank just looks a bit kind of bleh. It's just grey. I like the wheels though. I actually cleaned this bike because I am that anally retentive that I actually washed a loan bike. But to be fair, when you clean the bike, you get to learn quite a lot about it. One of the things that I've learned about this bike is that Yamaha have improved the quality of their wheel paint. Those of you who own an MT10 will know that feeling of despair when you clean your wheels and look at the cloth and find that it is blue or yellow, depending on which colour scheme of MT10 you've got. I can tell you that if you scrub these wheels with a cloth and a bit of water, they will come off just dirty. They won't come off blue. So it looks like Yamaha has improved the quality of their wheel paint, which is nice. What else can I tell you? We've got this new, I think this is a radial master cylinder. So the front brakes, if you compare these to the MT10, that's kind of my reference point. The initial feel of the front brakes is actually a bit better than the MT10. MT10 brakes aren't great, obviously. So the brakes are good, I would say. They're not amazing, they're not super sport, but you know, they are good. They give you quite a lot of feel and confidence, and they have got a little bit more initial bite than the MT10. Engine and exhaust. Well, there isn't an exhaust really. There's just this collector box with some holes that fire down underneath. It sounds good. It sounds great, in fact, when it's on full chat. But yeah, I have to say that I quite like a bike that has an actual exhaust. I don't know if the aftermarket will swing into action and produce something. The engine itself is nice, actually. It's a 900cc or just below 900cc triple. I think it puts out 117 brake horsepower and something like 67 foot-pounds of torque. I don't know, something similar to that. So it's plenty fast enough for the road. If you're coming off a big super naked, you might find it a little bit underwhelming. I mean, in top gear roll-on is a little bit wheezy compared to the MT10, but it's not really a fair comparison because that's not what this bike is about. Stick it in third gear, crack the throttle open, and yeah, you'll make some rapid progress, and it will sound great on full chat as well. Seat's adjustable for height. It's got 2 positions. It looks comfy. I've got a feeling, I mean, I haven't ridden it for very long, but I've got a feeling it probably isn't going to be as comfortable as it looks. And I think that's largely due to the riding position. It's very upright, it's very sit up and beg. There's no weight through your wrists at all the weight is going through your bum and your lower back. So I get the impression that your bum's going to start feeling it pretty soon on a ride if you're doing any kind of distance. What else we got back here? Okay, yeah, so this is the up and down quick shifter. Now, I've never ridden a bike with a quick shifter before, so I don't really have anything that I can compare this with. For those of you that never used one, the way it works is when you want to upshift, you do it, you just boot it up. You don't have to let off the throttle at all, and that's actually quite a lot of fun. It works quite well, it feels fairly slick, and it's fun. Yeah, it's fun blating along because it's just those instant gear changes. For the downshifts, you roll off the throttle and then boot it down. You don't have to use the clutch, but you do have to roll off the throttle. It doesn't feel quite so smooth. It doesn't feel quite so natural to me. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm so used to using a clutch. But yeah, upshifts feel a bit better than downshifts on the quick shifter. Suspension, as I say, adjustable for preload at the front. I have to say, it just feels rock solid at standstill. There's no give in, there's no kind of sag in the preload at all. I did check the adjustments and it is set to standard. But yeah, it just feels rock solid. I don't know if that's because of the electronic damping, if it doesn't work until it's kind of up and running, I don't know. On the move, it's okay, it's fine. Suspension is alright, it's not sort of night and day, wow, this is amazing, this electronic suspension. It's just, I think you'd struggle to notice much of a difference over a decent conventional setup. Anything else I can tell you about the bike? Handling, pretty good, actually, low speed, feels well balanced. The clutch engages nice and smoothly, it's not grabby at all. Biting point is quite a long way out, which took me a little bit of time to get used to, but yeah, so it's quite nice and stable and well mannered at slow speeds, doing U-turns or around town or what have you. Once you get a shift on, again, it handles pretty well for a big, tall, fairly upright bike. It handles nicely, actually. I was quite impressed. Practicalities, it has a center stand, bravo Yamaha, that's really good to see. It's got a nice chunky feeling subframe, not this is just a plastic, it's got a nice chunky feeling subframe, grab handles, it's got these little holes here for bungees so you can strap on luggage, that's good to see. It's got the doodahs, which I guess would be good in winter if it's chilly. Side stand, I can't show you because it's down, but side stand is a little bit difficult to get your foot on. It comes out when the side stand is up, it's about here, and it's a little bit fiddly to get your heel in to get the side stand down, which isn't great. And then again, the last thing to talk about is the dash. Now, on the whole, the dash doesn't seem to have been particularly well liked by reviewers. I don't have a problem with the concept per se. I think the idea that you've got like separate pieces of information left and right is quite a nice one. And what I will say is it's very, very kind of cluttered and fiddly, and you know, the big stuff, okay, so you can see the speed fine, you can see the gear fine. It'd be nice to have a bit more clarity in the lower rev range for the rev indicator. But I mean, where are we? Oh, you can't see it because we're not rolling, but there's a couple of pieces of information here, like there's the lights for the quick shifter. It's absolutely tiny, you can't see it at all. And also they are quite reflective. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can probably see there's a lot of reflection coming off the dash, which isn't ideal. I would say also, if you get one of these bikes, you want to get a screen protector for these, because these seem to be, and particularly these top bits, seem to be custom made just to catch dirt. So there we go, that is the Tracer 9 GT. Overall, I would say that this is a nice, fun bike for pootling around, but unfortunately, I would say it's let down by a lack of distance ability. The screen is atrocious, and the comfort, I would say, is questionable. For me personally, I find it very hard to imagine buying one of these bikes, which is a shame actually, because I really wanted to like it. As it is, I'm really looking forward to getting back my MT10. Right, that's it. Hope that was of interest. Ta-ra for now.